Hello guys, so I'm Ming. Some of you might know me as Kev or Kevin or one of those. Anyway, I've got Lee with me. He's back on the channel today. You might remember Lee from about 2 months ago. We did a mock test together. He didn't quite pass that one, so he's back for a bit of revenge today. So hopefully he'll get a top result today. So we've got an experienced driver today. So he's had a license for about 7 years, I believe, something like that.
Yep.
Drives on a regular basis. Normally drives quite a big car actually. So today he's in my car. It's a little bit smaller than his vehicle. But yeah, we're going to see how he gets on today during the mock test in Isleworth, in a car he's not familiar with, and what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, it's actually his first time driving this car. So he's never actually driven this car ever before. Jumped in for the first time, set himself up, and yeah, we're just gonna crack on. Right, Lee, you ready to begin this mock test?
Oh yes, let's see.
Alrighty on, so safety belt on. Right, so just like the previous mock test and your real test many moons ago, we're going to be following the road ahead at all times, unless I tell you to turn either left or right. If I need you to turn either left or right, I'll let you know with plenty of warning. At some point I'm going to get you to follow road signs a little bit like your previous test and your real test. And I'll get you to do one manoeuvre as well. Okay, so it's going to last for about, say, half an hour approximately, the driving test. We'll return back here and then I'll give you some feedback on your driving and obviously ultimately your test results. Right, you're ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so I'd like you to turn right at the end of the road and you can begin when you're ready.
Any tell me questions before?
Oh yes, I've totally forgot about those tell me questions. Alright Lee, okay, tell me how you would go about checking your tyres to make sure you have sufficient tread depth and a general condition are safe to use on the road.
So check the manufacturer's guide for the correct tread depth, and generally, I generally just have a look at them and yeah, it's tread depth you specifically asking.
Yeah, so tread depth, you might be thinking of the tyre pressures.
It's a tread depth, but yeah, I mean, as far as I know, it's check the manufacturer, and obviously, usually what I would do is just a visual check, mate, as much as anything else, to see that they're not bald.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so what we do is, just drive off when you're ready. Turn right at the end of this road.
Turn right, okay. So, at the moment. Yeah, very low biting point, that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of seconds to get used to the car.
Yeah. Apologies that I didn't signal there. No one actually was being affected by that signal, so there was no one there at the time. Right, let's do this. It's very strange doing this in an area where I live, because I've obviously got used to driving in this area.
Yeah, so you know the area, and obviously this would have been where you did your driving test as well, in Isleworth.
Yes.
All them years ago.
There it is, yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you to turn left at the end of the road.
I don't think I need to be in a higher gear as I do in mine. Mine usually has a higher gear for 20. Let's get used to it. We'll let him come past first, because I never trust the bikes.
Yeah, it's very tricky to see that at that particular junction.
Yeah. Is Heathrow Junction open yet, by the way? Because I saw on your video
the road ahead. I think it is. Yeah, I've
cool.
been there a few times now. It's been open again now.
Yeah, because I saw in your video. Obviously,
it was shut. Yeah,
caught you out on one of your
on one of my test routes.
videos.
Yeah, I didn't realise the road was closed and had to make a little detour. But yeah, it's open again now. So what we'll do is follow the road ahead at the roundabout, please. So straight on at the roundabout.
Good, because he's going right. That's closed down there. All very sensitive brakes.
Yeah, the brakes are pretty sharp in this car as well.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Apologies if I throw you forward a few times while I get used to them.
Yeah, it always happens when someone jumps into this car when they're used to driving a different car.
My brakes are very low. So first time I drove my car, first time I used the brakes on it was going from 50 to nothing at a roundabout, and I put my foot on the brake. It was like, oh my god, the brakes aren't working.
Really kind of spongy ones.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, some cars are just designed that way. You've got to, really put your foot down to get the car to stop. But this car, you just kind of tap on the brakes and you go flying through the windscreen.
Oh, it's same as my friend's car. When I drive his, it always catches me out for the same reason. You're coming in, thank you. There we go. Got to get used used to not going into third gear so early.
Yeah, this car doesn't really like going in third gear unless you're going quite quickly. So normally around the 20 zones, second gear is pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to say, and yet, really interestingly, the revs are actually quite high. I would expect to put it in third by now. But
but the engine noise,
the engine doesn't like.
You don't really get a lot of engine noise in this car.
No.
I had one guy in my previous lesson, he was doing 30 for quite a long time in second gear. You couldn't really hear the engine at all, and he was so surprised because he couldn't hear it because he was used.
My engine's quite quiet. I'm always happy with that. Don't think it'll pull in good.
Alrighty, we're going to be taking a left turn at the end of the road, please. So left at the end of the road.
Let's get my head in the game now. Well, started off a bit rough, but let's see if I can remember to do all my checks. Oh, this is what they were doing. They were adding a little ramp. Okay, that's why it was closed.
Using up the budget, as they say.
Definitely doing that.
Stick a random speed bump there.
Yes, it's just on the border now. It's telling me to go up to third on your car, but yeah, if I do, it starts rumbling.
Yeah. I mean,
just on the edge of the gear.
I normally just ignore what the car tells me to do.
Yeah.
Gives you the wrong information all the time. Turning right at the roundabout, please. So right at the mini roundabout.
Meeting traffic situation. This road, I remember this.
Yep, lots and lots of meeting scenarios down this particular road.
I always remember during my lessons the indicator always cancelled on this roundabout.
It does indeed, yeah. I've seen a few people actually one person fail their driving test on this roundabout because the signal cancelled.
Yeah.
Forgot to put it back on.
Yeah, I remember you telling me a few times when I was learning that roundabout because it does cancel.
It does cancel, yeah, so you've got to be on the ball there if you're taking your test at Isleworth.
I was hoping they were going to give way to me then.
Okie doke, so in about 100 metres we're going to be going straight at the next roundabout, straight on at the mini roundabout. Shortly after the roundabout, the driving test centre is on the right hand side. We're not going to go to the driving test centre, but yeah, it is on the right hand side.
It's moved since I
It's moved, yeah, so 7 years ago when you passed your test it was back there somewhere in that white building, the haunted house. Since then they've moved down this road on the right hand side and it's actually a lot better in there. They've got toilets in there for a start.
It's always good.
Always a good thing when you've got nervous people taking their driving tests. Okie dokie. Following the road ahead and eventually we're going to be taking a right turn at the traffic lights. So right at the traffic lights at the end of the road.
This car's slightly wider than mine. Mine's longer, but I think it's not as wide.
Okay. Feels like your car's pretty wide when I was sat in it the other.
Yeah, I don't think because when I was parked on Boston Park Road in Brentford, and I was always surprised how thin it was.
Okay.
The fact that I can get down my drive easily in it, I think, because this feels a bit wider. Not many meeting traffic situations there, which is
no, I think it's half term, so generally the roads are quite quiet this week.
Hoping for a bit of a challenge down there, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few challenges on the way, some tricky roundabouts and stuff on this particular route. But
we're going for London Road roundabout.
Yeah, obviously, being a 7 years driver, you should be.
Still hate it though. It's a horrible roundabout.
It is a horrible one, yeah.
Even for an experienced driver, turning right there, I avoid it at all costs. Actually not too bad trying to get this bike's quite nice actually. It does kind of, like you said, it's hard to stall this car.
Yeah, I mean you've got to really kind of treat it badly for the car to stall, so even sometimes if you brake,
my handbrake's slightly
slightly over there,
yeah,
slightly different location. Yeah, sometimes people forget to put the clutch down and they stop and the car doesn't stall. Yeah, it's quite strange how the car's so difficult to stall.
It rides nice.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice car to drive. It's quite reliable as well. Had it for over 2 years now. It's done 37,000 nearly.
What did it start on when you got it?
Pretty much zero.
Pretty much zero.
Yeah, brand new, and had it serviced twice. Haven't really had much go wrong, or nothing go wrong with it really. So yeah, it's
47,000.
pretty reliable. Yeah, it's nearly catching up with yours.
It won't take long the amount of miles yours does.
Yeah, so what are you going to do if yours going to get it fixed?
Well, I've got to. I mean, I need it for my job, really.
Is the engine light coming on all the time?
It's stuck on at the moment.
Oh, right. That was the main reason why we're using this car, guys, because these cars are a bit under the weather at the moment, so we've had to jump into my car for the mock test. But, you know, it's like an extra challenge for Lee, because he's obviously never driven the car before. Well, he has now for 10 minutes, and he seems to be getting on with it like a house on fire.
It's weird, I can see the reflection of your dashboard and it looks like a dirty window.
Yeah.
The sun's just kind of glaring off the screen.
There's actually these, you can see those little fine lines in there.
You've got a heated windscreen.
There's a heated windscreen as well.
Very jealous on that one. So
really good in the winter because you don't need to scrape the ice, you just...
Thankfully, parking around the back of my house, the heat from the house stops the front windscreen icing up, which is good.
Pretty handy. Yeah, so when we get to the next set of traffic lights, we're going ahead, so straight on at the next set of traffic lights. Yeah, 1.5 metres from recommended distance away from cyclists.
I'm not actually sure what 1.5 is. I mean, if I can, I always actually cross the white line just to give them ample room. But...
Yeah, give them a lot of room. So we're going to start your independent driving now. So I'd like you to follow signs towards Staines. So just keep following the signs towards Staines.
It's always the bit that I fear in a test situation, because I'm so used to following sat navs in my car.
Yeah, I thought, because I remember last time you said you were used to following the sat nav, so it's a bit more of a challenge to get you to follow some road signs. So yeah.
I mean, interesting. I always look at the signs when the sat nav tells me to go somewhere to confirm where I'm going.
Just in case, yeah.
But I'm just, when it comes to kind of looking out for myself, I suppose, especially in an area I know, I just go on instinct.
Yeah.
See, this is an annoying speed change as well. This little bit of 20 at the top.
Yeah, it's really weird. So yeah, when you come off the roundabout, it's 30.
It's 20 for the first kind of 100 yards.
That's right, and then it changes. And it's really hard to see the sign now because it's hidden behind that tree.
Yes.
So if you come the other way, you're not going to even know that the speed limit changes. Which is generally the case at the moment, because I'm doing a lot of lessons over at Chertsey at the minute, and everything's like overgrown there, so you can't see any road signs.
Oh yeah, you pointed one out to me on the last test, I remember.
Yeah, it's really tricky around there. So
it's another reason why I avoid coming this way, because you end up stuck in this queue.
A little bit of traffic, coming up towards the roundabout.
I have always wondered whether it is possible to turn right from the left lane at this roundabout, because I've never wanted to risk it because it's such a busy roundabout, but I do wonder if it is actually possible to do it safely.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No. Well, I don't think I'd try it at this roundabout, definitely.
Definitely, I mean, if it was a proper driving test, the examiner would give you a serious fault for attempting to go around it in the left lane.
Yeah, the strange thing is, like Greenford roundabouts, I think I mentioned before, is like you can go round in the left lane, follow the lane markings, and actually come off at the round.
Yeah, some roundabouts are a bit strange like that. But yeah, definitely not this one.
No, definitely. So actually, I know I was going to officially ask actually, but when you turn right at this roundabout, what lane are you actually meant to come off at? Because I've always think it's the right, and then you move across to the left when it's safe to do so. But
well, ideally, in an ideal world, you would get round to, say, around 11, 12 o'clock.
And then you
check the mirrors, signal left, and if safe to do so, return back to the left lane.
Yeah.
If it's not possible...
Because I always move to the left once it's safe, obviously. Yeah. It's just a question of I'm never sure if I'm meant to... Because it's always just a slightly tricky turning off.
Yeah, that's right. And I totally understand what you mean, because, sometimes when it's hard to see, because, there's a little blind spot there as well.
That blind spot on the corner,
But if you're not absolutely sure, you can come off in the right lane and then just move back to the left when it's safe to do so. So that's perfectly fine.
I appreciate we're doing a mock test, and obviously I wouldn't normally ask a question on that one, but I'm just kind of...
Yeah, it's no problem whatsoever.
Also helping people who are hopefully using your videos for learning purposes, if I can ask a question.
Bit of information for people.
feel that bike just rumbling slightly when you roll it forward first. I assume we're going right.
Yeah, so you saw the sign to Staines?
I actually didn't.
Oh, right, okay, so
I did it again like last time, forgot to check the signs. Yeah.
right, so it's right third exit.
It is right third exit.
Right third exit on the roundabout.
I'm trying to picture how you get to Staines from here, actually. It's at A30, I think, isn't it? I think if you were going to Staines.
So from here it'll be A316 and then A308.
Okay.
A30's
I haven't been to Staines for a long time.
Ali G Land, yeah.
I haven't been to Staines for a long time. Right, here we go. And this sign is not helping, blocking my view. It's also scary because this is a clutch I don't know, and you've got to take a bit of a chance with this roundabout. So. Right, hopefully after this one. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. And he's going to have to stop the box. Well done.
Alrighty, off we go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm never sure cutting across because I don't want to get cut off by people there. That's the thing. So.
Yeah, just do whatever you feel is safe.
I look at it as driving is a safe thing. Whatever is safe to do.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, continue following road signs directing you to Staines. So yeah, to Staines again.
Concentrate now. So we've got. Aha, yes, Staines it is. Might actually get out of third gear at some point.
So where were you last night doing a concert?
Western Supermare.
Western Supermare.
Yeah, I didn't get in till 2:30.
Oh wow, long drive.
3 hours. Because I was also driving a bit more steady on the way back because of...
Just in case.
In case
don't want to damage the car any further.
Yeah, I thought if I keep it steady, keep in the left lane, at least if it breaks down, I'm next to the hard shoulder. I can just...
Slip in there, yeah.
It definitely feels wide at this car. And doesn't help when he's cutting into my lane. Did I slip it into 5?
You're actually in 5th gear, yeah.
I just wondered that when he was telling me to go down to 4. I thought that felt weird for third, yeah. Apologies for that.
That's alright, yeah. No harm done.
I was thinking that was like, that's rumbling a bit for third. I was like, it can't be right.
Right, as you probably know, this dual carriageway leads us to another roundabout, Hospital Bridge roundabout. So when we get to the roundabout, I'd like you to follow signs directing you to Whitton. So Whitton. Yep, local knowledge helps.
It does help, especially when there's a train of cars coming down on the right there and trying to sneak in. It's the first time I've gone right at this roundabout. I think I've gone every direction but right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because because I don't normally come home from this
Yeah,
direction.
okay.
I'll be coming home from the M3 or
Because it would be a bit strange, I guess, if you left your house only to go back in again.
I don't know. We've all done it. When we forget something.
Maybe forget something. Yeah, you're right.
So where does the lane markings take us? Is the question. Normally through the chevrons, but probably could have gone in the right lane there.
Alrighty, not an issue at all. Right, so we're going to follow the road ahead at the next set of traffic lights. Crossroads, straight on.
Because normally here I would turn right to go home. So
To go home, yeah?
a long slog of a 20 road.
Yeah,
After you've been at
I
70 on the motorway for the whole.
Yeah.
It's one of the slowest feelings when you've been on 70 on the M3 and then you come off here and you have to go 20.
Yeah, Whitton High Street tends to be quite busy as well. Through the town centre.
It's not as bad in the day, yeah, because it's busy, but at night when it's clear, it's
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. So
you're just sitting there with
sticking to
someone
20.
behind you who doesn't like you doing 20 mile an hour. So there's many of them.
you definitely don't want to risk it and go a little bit faster, because knowing your luck, it'll be like an
It'll be the one
unmarked
time
police
something
car.
goes
So.
wrong. Whereas it's more the fact that I just would never forgive myself if I hit someone.
That's
and
true,
hurt
yeah.
them.
There's always that.
That's always been my thing for me, is if I hurt someone. So
Yep. A lot of 20 zones in the old Isleworth test routes.
is this the one that leads up to Tesco, or is that? I think
Tesco is. Are you thinking of the big Tesco?
yeah.
So that's another road, yeah.
It's the next roundabout up, isn't it? I think.
Mockton Lane or something.
Yeah.
That's where you got that smelly Thames water.
I think
Sewage.
that's one of the few 30 roads, which is why I was.
Oh
thinking
yeah, that's
that.
true. Yeah, that's a 30 road. That one, yeah. Mockton Lane.
See, this always baffles me. 20 mile an hour, and then you get a 20 mile an hour zone, and then it ends. And
Yeah,
it's still,
because this used to be 30.
yeah, I assumed that was
Yeah,
why.
so that used to be 20 only, and then they made the whole thing 20 now.
Just reminding you now, I suppose, just for the safety of the kids.
We're going to be taking a right turn next, so take the next road on your right.
Excuse me. Didn't realise how big that was.
Big bump.
Let's turn on the right. Yep. Which I think is where that lady is. That's a cool idea for the baby.
Yeah. Little brolly.
Never sure what to do here, because officially it's his right of way. It's the pedestrian's right of way with the new rules, but I think in this situation I'm just going to take the initiative because everyone was waiting to go everywhere.
Yeah, it depends on what the pedestrian's doing, I guess. I mean, that young lad looked like he was never going to cross the road unless it
So
was...
that's a difficult one, because to me the rules officially state now they have got right of way, which makes it...
You're correct. I mean, I
Yeah.
think you did exactly what you were supposed to do there. You stopped, you looked to see what he was going to get.
Yeah.
It didn't look, he's not going to cross the road, so there's
And
no...
there was someone waiting to come out, someone waiting to turn, it was all
Yeah,
kind of
so
happening, so you have
you're
to
not going to wait there for sunset. And so yeah, just turn when it's safe.
This is a nice road. It's a very nice road.
So I'd like you to pull over on the left in a safe place, anywhere you like, in a safe place.
Down here, let's pull up next to this tree.
Thank you very much. That is absolutely fine.
Right.
And when you're ready to do so, continue to drive.
Let's do this check properly this time, make it clear that I'm looking behind me.
Yep, definitely done it that time.
Yeah, I'm making a calc point of that because that's something you had to give me a minor on last time, because I didn't look far enough around. So.
When it's safe to do so, show me how you'd wash your front windscreen using the wipers and the washing fluid.
Assuming you pull it like on mine.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same in all cars, yeah.
Mhm.
Job done.
Hello, are you coming out? No. You're going to wait for me, thank you.
And so at the end of this road, we're turning left. Left at the end of the road.
I hate these bumps. It's a part of the area that I don't know this is. Oh, that's where it comes out.
Yeah, it just comes out this side here. We're taking the next road on your right. Next road on the right.
I can see why this is a good test route actually, because I mean, as an experienced driver, this route is quite kind of complex, and I know these roads well.
Yeah, a bit of a challenge.
Song stuck in my head from a show I did last week. I did High School Musical last week, and now I've got the song stuck in my head. Look at these houses, they're lovely houses. Right?
Yeah, these ones are really nice houses. Got a spare X amount of money. How much do you reckon these houses go for? 800?
I wouldn't hazard a
600-700.
guess looking at the quality of them. Looking at the cars parked in front of some of them as well. So.
Nice area. Oh, we'll take a left at the end of the road, please. Left at the end of this road. Not sure about the road markings here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for where the road ended. Where are you going? There's your cycle helmet, mate.
Doesn't need one.
Clearly not.
Superman. Take the road on the right, please. Take the road on the right.
Clearly we're psychic and know where he's going as well.
And again, pull up on the left in a safe place. Don't worry about driving on the curb. Just keep the car on the road.
Not really a huge amount of spaces left. Does it matter about driveways in this occasion? It's not really.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And when you're ready to do so, I'd like you to continue to drive. And then at the end of this road, we're going to be turning left. So left at the end of the road.
So this is where I'm not 100% sure how wide your car is, so I'll just take it.
Take it easy, yeah.
Be interested to know, had he not thought I was a learner, whether he would have just stepped down there.
Jumped on the car.
Left, did you say? Sorry?
Yes, please. Yep.
It's a very light steering, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's not too heavy, but this is very light, obviously.
We're taking the next road on your right. The next road on the right, please.
I'm starting to see how all these roads connect now, because the bits that I know and the bits I don't, it's nice to see how they all connect.
I guess you don't really spend a lot of time going through the back streets.
Not on this bit part of the area, I must say.
Just straight on the main roads and off you go.
I do know quite a lot of the back roads, but yeah, you're teaching me new ones today.
Okay, so here's actually a roundabout. So we're going to turn right at the roundabout and then the road on the left. So just aiming for where the bus is coming from.
Yep.
Glad to see all your mirror checks are still on point.
You need to be on a road like that.
Doing all your mirror checks before your signals and stuff.
Not doing it as much as today. I'm noticing that I'm not as I've got slipped back into a bit of a habit there. I'm not checking as much as I could be.
You're doing it when it matters, though. So I'm going to pull up on the left behind that blue car. Leave yourself about 3-4 metres so you don't get too close. Don't worry about the driveway on this occasion.
So probably just behind the space. Yeah, 3-4 metres.
That'll be fine. Yeah,
cool,
perfect. Right, thank you. And once again, I'd like you to drive on when you're ready.
Go straight down there. Just
straight down the road.
Suddenly going to tell me to turn right.
So it's not suddenly, no, just straight down the road.
Nicking there before he comes round. There we go.
Okie dokes, and then at the very end of the road, we're going to take a left turn.
It's not my car, remember. It's not the best place to park.
Yeah, just right in the corner there. It's nice.
I mean, it is legal, but I'm not sure I'd want to park there.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a nice 23 plate Mercedes and you've parked it right at the bend. We'll take the road on the right, please. Rosebery Road.
I'm trying to remember where it was originally around here that you kind of did the first few lessons, because I can't remember which one it was, but because I remember there was, I think it was a little circle Crescenty Road.
Oh right, I think I know where you mean.
Where you kind of did the first few lessons just to try and get me used to the car where there was no traffic whatsoever.
We're going to turn left shortly. It's a road called Park Road.
There it is. Oh, that's a nice purple car.
It is very nice. It's an old school C63, very nice indeed. Pull up on the left in the gap. Don't worry about too much if you happen to block the driveway, it's not important.
I can get it in the space.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fine. Yep, no problem whatsoever. Right, here comes your manoeuvre. So I'd like you to do a reverse parallel part today. So we're going to pull up side by side with this BMW and then reverse and park behind it in this available space. So using no more than 2 car lengths, and when you finish off, be reasonably close and parallel to the curb. Alrighty, take it away when you're ready.
Let's see if we can do this today. I probably should have asked first how to go into reverse on this, is it?
So if you pull up...
Is it normal?
No, so what you do, just...
Pull up on that, thank you.
That's it.
Okay. Do is watch behind me. Just do that a little bit closer. There we go. A little bit further from the curb than I want to be, but that's probably well, if I was doing it properly, I'd then park obviously in the space.
Yeah, that will do fine.
Cool.
That will do fine. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to drive on again. So just drive off again when you're ready.
So I was definitely happier with that than normal, because even when I'm doing my parallel part, it's interesting because when I learned, parallel part was the one I was the best at, and then as I passed my test, it's the one I became worst at. So, yeah, I was quite happy with that one, I must say. So,
I mean, it was
one of my better ones I've done, I'll say.
Neat and tidy parts.
Kids to use their iPad instead.
Stay indoors, don't come out.
Exactly. It's a tight little bend.
Indeed.
I always find it amazing when it's an area with kind of permanent residence parking and there's still so many cars parked.
Yeah, this is like the rugby zone, so
Yeah.
you can park here whenever you like, apart from rugby days.
Well, it says resident permit only though.
Yeah, but they've got the R thing, and then when you turn into the road, there's like a.
I didn't realise that. I just assumed whenever that sign's there, I would never park there because it just says permanent.
That's right, yeah. I would turn right here. But yeah,
Okay,
there's a
interesting.
sign when you enter the road. So if you, I don't know if you can see the sign, but you've got some dates written on there.
Yeah, but I thought, okay, yeah, I mean, there's a spot. I'm not going to even try and debate this at the moment. Let's concentrate on turning right.
I mean, you are right though. I mean, normally you wouldn't park there if it just says residents only, but it's just this area. They have specific days when it's usually when there's an event on at the stadium, then you can't park here.
Oh, come on, where are you coming from? Hopefully after this one. No, there's another one. Where are you all coming from? Oh, it's because that car's parked there. Oh, just nicking the gap. No, can't do that because he's going too fast. Oh, come on. It's also because it's a slight hill start. On a car that I don't know. I don't want to just go for it and end up stalling. So. Right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, considering it's a 20 zone, those cars were going quite quick.
I was to say, I'm not.
Don't think this bus was doing 20 miles an hour either.
Let him come through. Can we get past the bus before he indicates out? Is the question. Yes.
Right, down the slope, and then shortly we'll be taking the right turn to go down the road where we started from.
Okay, you're turning, sorry mate. Okay. Same as my friend's car's got.
What is it? Picanto?
I-10.
Oh, I-10, yeah. Hyundai i10.
So it's pretty. It kind of drives basically like this. Very smooth steering wheel. Like I said, very sharp brake on it.
Must be a fairly new one.
16.
16, okay.
It's just about reached the point where it's going to start having MOTs, I think. Thankfully, this garage is where I take the car, so it's not. It's quite useful being literally next door to where I live.
It's always busy, isn't it? They've got
They
so
are very
many
good
cars
though.
there.
They are very. Yeah. Oh, this is a good place for the van to park.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Right on the blooming bend as well. Let's see if we can nick in there before something comes around the corner.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. When they come round the corner, they'll see you. Right, okay, so we're nearly ending the test soon, so we're just going to try and park in the same position as where we started off, and then I'll go through your result with you.
Home sweet home in the case of mine. It's weird parking up, so I'm used to reversing down the drive.
Right, nicely parked. Perfect position from the curb and not scraping those wheels. Right, thanks very much, Lee. Right, okay, what do you reckon? How do you reckon you've done today? Pass, fail, nearly pass,
I
nearly
think I would say I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not one of these that always has confidence. I would say I've failed mainly for the fact that I don't think my focus was actually as good as it was in the last test, because I feel like I was. Yeah, I felt a bit more distracted today. Maybe it's because I was driving a different car. Maybe I was talking too much. So yeah, I think I made a few kind of mini errors, but maybe enough that it was considered serious. I'd be interested to know the result, basically. Yeah.
Rightio, okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, we did talk a lot,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. You're allowed to talk.
Yeah, but it distracts me as well.
It does distract.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that's the problem, and I think because I go into bad habits if I'm talking. So yeah.
You haven't passed, I'm afraid.
I thought that might be the case today. I think I had this feeling. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go through your faults. I mean, you've got 5 in total. Two of them are serious.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, right. Okay, so fault number 1. Okay, so we're heading towards London Road roundabout, right, third exit, and obviously you haven't signalled until you've got to the roundabout, so that would be classed as a late signal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so remember to signal on approach.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Is that serious?
No, that's not serious. That's just a minor fault.
Fair
I
enough,
mean,
okay.
you're not going to fail for that. It's just a late signal.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, fault number 2 is because you're not used to the car, so you've gone into 5th gear.
Yeah.
Instead of number 3.
Yeah.
And so that's the fault there.
Well, I noticed it at least. So.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Fault number 3 is a serious one. Okay, so you've got a bit of a bad habit where you're cutting corners as you turn right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I counted three times that I can think of. One of them was a serious because as you cut the corner, there was a car coming towards you.
Okay, fair enough. I apologise for that.
And you've caused that car to have to brake and slow down.
Be interesting to see that on the video. Yeah, fair enough.
So if you make someone slow down in the driving test,
of course, it's
the examiner can give you a serious fault.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that one.
You might remember it was the one where we turned off of Whitton High Street, turning right.
Yes, I think I did. Yes, I do vaguely remember that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so you've sliced off quite a lot of that corner.
Yeah.
And as you've turned in,
he was coming out. Yeah.
Guy coming out. Yeah. So obviously he's going to.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, that one I'll agree with. Yeah.
Okay. So
agree with that. Yeah.
That would be noted as a serious fault.
Fair enough.
Okay. So you've got a minor fault here. So pull up on the left in a safe place. Yeah. I mean, you did ask if driveways matter, and they do matter. They only don't matter when the examiner says don't worry about the driveway.
Fair enough. Well, that's what I wasn't sure because normally I've heard it said, so that's why I was asking. So I wondered if it had just not been mentioned.
But again, I'll just put it down as a minor, as not a biggie.
Because that was also that was also the one where there wasn't a huge amount of parking spaces.
There wasn't. No,
and I was like, do I then? When you said kind of park in a safe place, do I then carry on for quite a distance to find another safe space?
So yeah, I mean, just a bit of advice for anyone taking a test. If you don't see any safe places, don't stop. Just keep on going. Because even if you don't stop, the examiner can't do anything about it because you haven't done anything serious. You haven't done anything dangerous.
That's good to know because I didn't know that. That's
so you just carry on driving. As long as there's no safe place, don't stop. I mean, there was like one place where we could have stopped.
Yeah, but the reason I did, there was, but I realised too late as you said it, and that's why,
Once you've gone past it, just carry on driving until you see another one. If you don't see another one, doesn't matter. Just
interesting learning curves on how to pass a test there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's little tips about because a lot of people get, they think, the examiner's told me to stop.
I've got to stop.
Yeah, I've got to stop.
Well, that's what I thought basically. It was like, do I just fair enough, let's go.
No, if there's nowhere to stop, then just don't stop.
So what's the second serious?
Right. So the last one is a serious fault on your parallel parking. It's an observation.
Another observation.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we know you can park.
Yeah. What did I not look at this time?
So you pulled up side by side with the car.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously we figured out how to get into reverse, and then before you even start reversing,
look around properly,
you got to look around.
Got to do it again. Fair enough.
That's right. Yeah. So as per what the examiner expects you to do, 6-point check, look around, blind spots.
Also, as the previous, I know it's something that I'm still working on a lot. As I said, my observation with reversing is something that I'm trying to improve on. So
you realise, a couple of seconds later, you're like, okay, let's
better have another look.
Let's start throwing in the observations. But by that time, the damage is done because you've moved like a metre or two
and
already.
You could have hurt someone. Yeah,
that's right. So
no, I appreciate that. And
I
was quite happy with the quality of the part, though. I must say it's one of the.
Obviously,
it's just unfortunate I didn't observe my.
Your control of the car is fine. You can park the car. There's no problem with that. It was quite difficult because you had that car parked on the right hand side as well, so you had to, angle the car in such a way where you're not going to swing into that parked car and still get the car in the space. So nothing wrong with your control of the vehicle.
Because the kind of reflection to that is an interesting situation. It's probably useful to see on the video on this road here, because obviously people can roll the video back and see just before we parked here, because my driveway is just to the right of where we parked, and normally obviously the situation is to look obviously what's around, who's around. I'll swing in and then reverse into the driveway, and unfortunately there's no street lights on this road, which means at night it's sometimes very difficult to spot if someone's coming, and unfortunately, by the time I've positioned the car to reverse, someone could have walked round the corner round here.
Yeah.
And I had a situation the other week where I was reversing into the drive, and suddenly I looked to my left as I was going over the pavement, and there was this very angry face looking through the window as if I hadn't given way to them. I actually can't say if I was in the wrong or right there, because as far as I'm aware, they weren't there when I looked.
Yeah.
But it's just another show of observation.
That's right, yeah.
So,
I mean, it's so hard. Yeah, I mean,
because you've got so many things to look at to be safe while you're reversing a car, and it's
I mean, it's not all on you. I mean, as a pedestrian, surely, if you're walking down the pavement and you can see a car angling their vehicle to start reversing, common sense would tell you he's going to start reversing into the driveway. So why would you then walk up?
I could have that argument. And I mean, obviously, you're speaking from the kind of driver perspective there, but my argument in my head was, were they in the right or the wrong as well? It's like,
So it's a bit of both, really. I mean, obviously, as a driver, you do all you can to look around to make sure it's safe.
But it's surprising how quick a situation can change, and that's why I
definitely
do understand why the observations are important, and I'm not going to stand here and say, I did my best or anything, because in the end I understand why they're important, because I had a situation, like I said, that could have ended up with someone being hurt the other week. So I was just reflecting on that for anyone who's interested in.
But it's a tricky one, isn't it? But alrighty, well, we better turn the cameras off, because they don't. Batteries always die after about 40 minutes. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks to Lee for coming along again today and taking part in the video. So it's
been good fun driving this car.
Yes. Well, hope you've enjoyed the content, and give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Cheers. Bye for now.